Hey guys, happy Monday. I know not a lot of people love their Mondays, but I do. You know what Monday feels like? Monday feels like a chalkboard got wiped off and we get to write all over it again. So happy Monday, even if you don't like Mondays. Christy Drought, we went to high school together, Christy, and you just passed your nurse boards. Congratulations. Whoop whoop. That's awesome. I just read that. And good morning, Chris. And whoever else is up here. Wheezy's here. Wheezy gave me permission to talk about her today. Sometimes I don't ask, I just throw it in there, but today she gave me permission. So don't worry, Wheezy, I won't give too many details, but I will be talking about what we talked about. So, okay, well, to all my compadres out there, two things happened. Yesterday we elected I say we as if I still live there. A new president, total new guard of everything. This president in Mexico wants to sell the presidential airplane. Can you imagine in United States us selling Air Force One? Or, even like the helicopter or anything? Was that Marine One, right? Marine One. Can you even imagine the president flying well, I'm sure he'd like it. He likes his jets better, I bet. But anyway, yeah. So, but that's with mixed reviews. I think it's probably a good thing. I don't know. Time will tell. And then Mexico just got eliminated from the World Cup. So, bummer. Well, but what are you gonna do? Así es la vida. So what did you guys do? What did you guys do this weekend? Tell me. Oh, before I forget, you guys, do me a favor. Hit the, because I know you love me, hit the heart button. Or because you think I'm too loud, hit the wow button. Wow, sugar too loud. Just hit one of those two, the heart or the wow button. Which one? Who's going to win? Let's see. Oh, Weezy, I love you too. So hearts and wows. Who ha-ha'd me? I can't tell who's ha-ha'ing me. That's awesome. Thanks, you guys. So it's funny. I see those randomly and I'll just look over. But anyway, yeah, so if you follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, oh my gosh, why don't you? You missed out on some sunsets from San Diego. So if you don't get San Diego sunsets, you don't get out to the beach, just follow me at least for that. But earlier this week, I posted kind of a cheeky picture. It was a picture of me holding two round watermelons right in front of my girls. And it was my cheeky way of being able to talk about a procedure I had done a couple weeks ago, and that was a mammogram. And everything's cool, I'm totally clean, and that's awesome. That's not really what I wanted to talk about, although we are going to be talking about self-love, and I do have 5 practical tips for self-esteem and self-love, just a little minute. But first I wanted to kind of talk about why I got to that place where I wanted to talk about that today. There was actually a few things that came up. This was the scheduled topic, but then a couple other things came up that I actually had to use the tips I'm going to share with you in a little bit. I actually had to use them Thursday afternoon, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and even this morning. So, I had to really delve into them. So if you're just joining me, just do me a favor. If you think I'm too loud, hit the wow. If you just like me, hit the love button. Or if you want to laugh at me, hit the haha button. I don't care. But pick a button. You got to pick one. Come on. Did anybody bring their coffee? If you brought your coffee, let me know what are you drinking? What kind of coffee? I have Donut Shop that I use in the Keurig. It's pretty good. It's actually pretty decent. Even without sugar, because obviously I just realized I forgot to put sugar in it. All right. So while I was sitting there in the waiting room and waiting for my mammogram, which, oh shit, you guys were not joking. That hurts. First they go in, I'm not going to take too much. They go in first in the front way and you're just like, oh, that wasn't so bad. And they're like, oh, there's more. And then you're like, oh, that was bad. That was really bad. But anyway, so I'm sitting there in the waiting room and I'm looking for something to read, right? And there's absolutely nothing to read. It's just all the same style magazines and house magazines, not like Building House, not House Beautiful, but housekeeping, which I'm not saying anything against taking care of your home. I just didn't want to read about that. I like reading about more exciting things, more dynamic things in life. And so I ended up finding one of the magazines that has recently become one of my favorite magazines, Men's Journal. This one's a January issue. You know what? Seriously, like how can we just have like current issues in medical offices, please? I mean, it's July, but my appointment was in June. Still, this is January. But still, it had Seth Meyers and had all these great things to talk about. The first time I started reading Men's Journal, there was this, I didn't even know what magazine I was looking at. I just saw this image and it just got in my face and I was like, what is that? I want to be there. I want to be wherever that is. And I picked it up. It was a picture of a magazine in an old cobblestone street and just colored buildings everywhere. And I was like, where is this? And the article was actually called 4,000 RPM, Cuba at 4,000 RPM. So this guy, went on a road trip all through Cuba on a motorcycle, like an old school Triumph kind of motorcycle. And I was like, oh, that just seems like such a cool thing to go do. And so I grabbed the magazine because I had to go and I wanted to read the article, so I grabbed it. And I ended up going through the entire magazine going, what? How come guys get such good magazines? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing to ourselves, ladies, that we keep buying these bullshit fashion magazines that just tell us how to pluck and wax and, get rid of wrinkles? Trust me, I pluck, I wax, I get rid of wrinkles. I do all that. I'm sick of talking about it all the time, though. There's no adventures, really. And it's, disappointing. I'm disappointed in our gender and in the people that continue to put out magazines for our gender. So I just started like randomly reading Men's Journal. Now let me explain. Let me read you some of the things that they talk about. First of all, more cars. We like cars. How come we don't do cars? All right, these are the ones from January's Men's Journal. Hold on, I didn't bring my reader, so I gotta take my glasses off. All right, so travel, austere landscapes, a West Texas road trip. Food, they talk about the wide world of sausages. I mean, sausage is amazing. So is mustard, you guys. I'm a mustard fanatic. If anybody ever wants to get on my good side, send me brilliant, amazing, exotic mustards. They do have one on grooming. It's forget your old wash and moisture routine and deep cleanse with face masks. They're only on face masks, you guys. We could write this shit for them. Okay, and then Ultimate Living Room. Winter running, talking about tips on being able to stay in shape in the winter. Point and shoot cameras. They did a thing on wireless headphones, which ones are best while you're running. The Ultimate Medicine Ball workout. And then they talked to Ted Danson, stalking Dick Van Dyke, some, whatever, just kind of fun, interesting stuff. And of course, then they have people like Chris Hemsworth on the cover. So I'm still a woman. Sorry. But anyway, I absolutely adore men's magazines. And there's another magazine that I love. It's called Outside Magazine. That one's not necessarily geared towards men or women. It's just geared towards adventurers. They tend to have more male written and male photographed articles in there. I think some of us maybe need to go on adventures and maybe start submitting to Outside Magazine. And Sunset Magazine it's a regional magazine here in the West Coast. But it really, if you ever want to come out to the West Coast for any kind of travel, start following Sunset Magazine on Instagram and you will want to come here and you will then understand why it is we pay so much to be out here, because it's beautiful out here. It really, really is. So anyway, the reason I don't pick up women's magazines anymore, you guys, isn't because I hate women. It's because I hate feeling like shit. And that's all that ever happens for me whenever I pick up a women's magazine. And I go to reach for it, I'll see one article and I'll go to reach for it. I'm like, nope, because I got to pass through all those other pictures of people that I don't look like and that I will never look like because my mom and dad weren't 7 feet tall, blonde, and, skeletal. So I'm never going to look like that. I'm never going to wear those clothes, those $15,000 sweaters. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to carry around a $10,000 handbag. So I just don't want to see that. And I don't really care to get to the article. So I just don't go into that, because that's one thing that I know will destroy my self-esteem. And so that's the reason I wanted to talk about self-love and a couple of tips, 5 tips for self-esteem. Not from me, from another expert, but I do them. Not all of them all the time, but I do, dabble in the toolbox of the self-esteem. If you guys are just joining us, do me a favor. If you have any self-esteem issues, press the wow button. If you've ever had any self-esteem issues, press the wow button. Wow, no duh, sugar. Don't we all? But on Thursday, I had some plans fall through that, I was given a reason for it, and it was probably true, maybe, I don't know. The fact is that my immediate response was, I'm not good enough. Something's wrong with me. And I really started, I just, when kids, they take other kids' hand and they're like, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? I was doing that. I was like, why are you hitting yourself? There's nothing wrong. It's just the situation happened, and how you respond to it is what's important. And so I had to dig into some of my self-help, self-love practices. And one of them was, and I really love this one, is to practice gratitude. So when you practice gratitude, you can't really, when you're grateful for the things that you're around, such as, living near the beach, or, the fact that sorry, I hear it in my glasses. The fact that all of my kids are healthy, the fact that, I don't know, that it's sunny outside today, that I made my bed, I don't know, anything. You're just going to be grateful for stuff, right? So you practice your gratitude, and then you can't stay in this negative place. You can't continue to hit yourself if you're running around looking at everything that's great. Celebrate your successes. Like, for instance, passing your nurse exams. Christy, congratulations again. Or the fact that you got out of bed and didn't let somebody else's decision derail you for too long. Or that you picked up the phone and called a friend. That's a success. You didn't just sit there and wallow. You picked up the phone and called a friend. And I know Wheezy she and I were on the phone together, and she was having kind of a similar weekend on Saturday. That was kind of rough for her, and I was kind of sitting over there the whole time, and I already kind of processed through my stuff. So I was just like, hey, here's what you need to do. And you can either listen or not listen. I'll get to that in a second. Another one that's kind of goofy, but it works. Sometimes you'll stand in front of the mirror and you'll just be like, ugh, you're an idiot. Ugh, you look so stupid today. Oh, look at this, look at that. And you poke at all the little things that are wrong with you. How about this? How about you stand in front of the mirror and you say, you're amazing. You look fabulous. You are so smart. It is so awkward to stand in front of the mirror and do that. But eventually you kind of like dig it, and you even laugh at yourself. It's like you're laughing with someone else. Like the other person is like, I get it. This is stupid. It's kind of working. So look yourself straight in the eye in the mirror and tell yourself how fabulous you are. Yes, it sounds like Stuart Smalley, but it works. So try it. Positive affirmations. This one we all know about, but do we do them every day? I know I don't. I definitely don't. I definitely need to remind myself to say that I am X, So I like to do I am statements. So whatever it is that I want to be doing, I say it in the present tense. Like, I am finishing school. I am going for a run. I am completing my 40-mile ride. I am whatever. I am whatever it is that I need to do. And I am. And honestly, when somebody else's decision takes you out at the knees, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, just tell yourself, I am worthy. I am worthy. And I've said that to myself so many times. I'm worthy of a lot. And I list whatever it is that I feel that I'm worthy of. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of acceptance. I'm worthy of friendship. I'm worthy of respect. I'm worthy of a lot. There's a lot I'm worthy of. So try it. Try that. And maybe try it, looking in the mirror. How's that? And then here's the one that Weezy and I were talking about. It is accept 100% responsibility for your part in everything, for where you are in your life, for what you're doing. Because sometimes the situation that we're in isn't necessarily somebody else's fault. Sometimes it's that we're in the same situation. We're in the same situation with the same person for the third or fourth or fifth time. So whose fault is that? That person has already told you who they are. If you decide to go back to get some more of that, that's on you, sister. How easy. I know we're not talking about you. We're not talking about me either. But there are only so many times that you can go back and be like, yes, please, I'll have another. Yes, please reschedule on me again. Yes, please. Please make me feel second best. No. So it's your responsibility to not be in that position. And it's also your responsibility to remind yourself that you are worthy of more. And it's also maybe your responsibility to get on the phone and call a friend and be like, please remind me who I am. And thankfully, there are friends that are always available that will not bullshit you. And Louise knows I don't bullshit her. I give her the straight up. And she, doesn't always appreciate it. I think she appreciates it. She doesn't always love to hear what I have to say. But there's a reason she calls me. And she calls her aunt too. And I think her aunt watches sometimes. Hello, Tia! But the reason that you call certain people is because they're not going to be like piling on the situation and being like, you're right. They're going to be the ones who are like, girl, you know better. Come on, get out of that. So anyway, those are all really great suggestions by the great Jack Canfield. He is the chicken soup for the soul dude. And he has a lot of really great videos. If you go on YouTube to the big tube over there, he's got some great stuff. He's got like so many things on self-esteem and self-confidence and, self-worth and everything, because he's all about, helping people find their purpose. And he knows that you're not going to get to your purpose if you don't have, some sense of self and some self-love. And if you're beating yourself up, if you're smacking yourself around, nobody's gonna, you're not gonna get to your purpose because you're too busy beating yourself up. And can you imagine being on, at the end of your day is looking back and thinking, God, I spent all that time, blaming others and not taking responsibility. And maybe at the end, you're also blaming others still that you didn't get to do or whatever. I'd rather look back and be like, I did some amazing shit, So, first step is start reading men's magazines, ladies. Holy cow. These things are just like chock full of great information. And a nice little delve into the male mind too, by the way. Who knew? You guys are way more complicated than we ever let on. Guys are always like, women are so confusing. We're so simple. We really are. You guys, you never talk, never tell us. So we have to read men's magazines to find out what the hell's important to you. Whatever. Another recommendation, you guys, and I just started reading this. It was so funny. I absolutely love her videos. This is, her name's Andrea Owen. She has a really great podcast. She was in recovery. She is sober for a lot of years. But she had written a couple of books, but this is my favorite. It's, you're not going to see it backwards. I'll flip it around for the YouTubes, but if you can read backwards, you're an amazing person. How to Stop Feeling Like Shit. I love this book. And one of the chapters in particular is, it's chapter 1, and this is exactly what we're talking about right now. It's about being an asshole to yourself. It's basically, that's what the chapter's called. Being an asshole to yourself. Learn to manage your inner critic. And there's some self-esteem or self-esteem tips in there and self-love tips in there all throughout the entire book, because you can be an asshole to yourself. You can hit yourself around, smack yourself around a little too much. We all do it. I mean, that's just kind of the nature of human nature. So hopefully that helped you guys. Again, like here's the 5. Practice gratitude, celebrate your successes, doing the mirror exercises, talking to yourself in the mirror, positive affirmations, and accept 100% responsibility for your part in everything, every day. And that is the key to success. Trust me. Once you start accepting responsibility for everything you do, feel, think, say, your life turns around 100%. All right, you guys, thanks so much for joining me on this Hot Mess Monday. I've got some work to do, and I hope you enjoy a great week. And if you enjoyed anything that I had to say here, I would really appreciate it if you would share. I'm seeing all kinds of likes and loves over there, but I can't really see who it is. I promise I'll respond in a little bit. But if any of this hit you in a way in your heart, then I would love it if you'd share it with friends and whatever. So enjoy your coffee and enjoy your Monday and enjoy your week. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.